Yes.
Oh, we are live. Okay. Hi, everyone. It's Sunday. It's 5 o'clock California time, and I'm Kat with Kat's Creations, and I want to welcome you to our Sunday night live DIY tutorial. This one we are completely changing up. I kind of alluded to it a little bit Friday and told you that we were going to keep our patriotic theme going and keep it consistent, but show you some other ways that you can decorate. And I should have actually pulled out some more props. I wasn't quite thinking to show you what else you can use with different things, like when we did our wreath slash centerpiece, patriotic centerpiece that we did on Friday, and I'll bring that over and show you. But we're gonna do lantern swag today. So a lot of people are really into the metal lanterns. So depending upon what size you have, size will determine how long your floral will need to be, or your greenery will need to be. So if you're doing something on a smaller level, you're going to want to go with smaller dimension floral, smaller dimension greenery, smaller thickness of your ribbon.
Right.
So you're not going to want to use 2.5 inch ribbon. So who is joining us?
Hi, we got a lot of people joining.
Okay.
Jean said hello, beautiful.
Hi, Jean.
Sharon's on, she said hello. Deborah Crawford. Lindy said hello, almost home.
Yay!
Kathy Anderson said hi, Kat and Steve. Carol.
Hi.
Sheila. Connie. Gail said my highlight of my day.
Awesome.
Audrey said hi, Kat and Steve from Oregon. Leah Aloha says aloha from Texas. This is my first time watching you live. Yay.
Yay, thanks
Awesome.
for joining us.
Luann said hi, Kat and Steve. Sandra says hey, Kat and Steve. I'm excited to watch this one.
Yeah, this is so different.
Diana said hello. Sandra Hughes. Marie. Hi, Marie. Karen Jackson said hey, y'all. Jane. Kathy Casper. And there's another Shirley Emerson said hi.
And those are just the ones that have notified you that they're watching,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got the distinct privilege this morning to actually meet Lindy. So Lindy drove up here today, and she got to go with me out into the garage and look through the plethora of stuff that I received from my 10 by 10 storage buyout.
Yeah.
And so I was nice enough, and Lindy was great enough to drive up here to help reduce on shipping, because you guys know shipping kills, and that's where I'm struggling. I mean, I could put together some amazing boxes and amazing packages, but the shipping costs or the diameter of the box size would be too great to try to send that stuff to you, because you could probably go out and find it for less, or go through like Amazon or something where everything is all inclusive, or buy so much and you get free shipping. I don't have buy so much and you get free shipping. I have this is. So it's really awesome to get to meet Lindy, and I got to meet her husband Kevin.
Yep.
And we all went out to lunch at Cracker Barrel, so that was fun. And we got to go shopping, and I was showing Lindy how I shop, what I see. And so she says she's noticed how much like being involved in the group has changed her shopping experience. And now you're looking at things differently than what their purpose is. So for example, like magnets aren't magnets anymore. Those become embellishments that we can put on stuff.
Right.
So what else were you going to say, babe?
Oh, there's just a lot more people joining. Deanna said good evening. Hi, Deanna. She's
Hi,
the one up
Deanna.
from Fresno.
That's right.
Dina said hello. Deb Doherty said hey, Kat and Steve from New York.
Hi.
Verlene said hi, everyone. Hi, Verlene.
Hi.
Amy said hi. Christy. Debbie. Gail said lucky duck regarding Lindy.
I know.
Marlene said hi, Kat and Steve. Carolyn said hi, Kat and Steve. Pam said hi. Sandra said lucky you, Lindy. Joanne, Janet, Nancy Cornichuk's on. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet.
Well, hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Lindy said it was awesome.
I know.
Ruth from Newfoundland's on. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Susan, Carol, and Jean. She said she's jealous of Lindy and her husband. Wish we could all go together if we lived closer. That would be fun.
I know, right?
And then Peggy and Deborah said hey, hello.
Okay, so let me show you what we did on Friday if you guys are just joining us. So grab this whole thing off the table in its entirety. So I kind of have it staged a little different than what we did. So this was our patriotic wreath slash centerpiece that we completed on Friday, and we did it as a group crate, which meant that a lot of people went and they purchased the basic or premium crates, wreath crates that I sold, and it comes with everything, not necessarily that you see here, but 3 rolls of deco mesh, 2 rolls of different size ribbons. Some got signs, some got embellishments, but it was to take your ordinary idea, which was, it's easier to do this. We created the wreath. So we made this design without a sign so that you can use it for something different, which is a centerpiece, which if you get your hurricane glass from Hobby Lobby, $7.99, you add your candle. Somebody says you could technically take the candle out, fill this with the little sparkle balls that we used here, fill that up, add some other different decorator picks. One of the things I was going to do is I have a crystal cake plate, so you could technically take that crystal crate or cake plate, you could put that right in the middle, have your cake plate over here, and put cupcakes for your 4th of July barbecue, or you can do anything you want. It was to get you out of thinking of things just as a wreath and seeing as you can make them multi-purpose items, which means I can take this, put this up on my door, I can add a sign to it, leave my pipe cleaners on, so I can take my pipe cleaners off. That one's different, babe.
Yeah, but it's still.
No, not really. Hang on a second, let me look for it in here. This is where I store everything. You need a bigger base. So the base Steve brought me was like this big, which isn't going to work.
The base goes inside.
Huh?
The base goes inside.
What do you mean the base was inside? This? I know, but you need it bigger. So it sits, and then you can use it like that. So when you're creating something like this, you want to take pictures of the variety of ways that it can be used. So customers stop seeing it as just a wreath and go, oh, but it could be a centerpiece on your barbecue table. It could be a hurricane lantern out on your picnic table. I'm gonna put this back. So we're designing our lantern swag based on this same theme. So same color ribbons or same color palettes. I'm breaking it up a little bit, and the ribbon choices we're going to use is this Stars and Stripe 1.5 inch ribbon. We're going to use the red, white, and blue gingham, and then I'm going to use what's left of my red, white, and blue stars. So if it comes up a little short, I might switch it and go the navy star one that I have, but I think I'll be okay. But keeping it like this, so if you had this as your centerpiece and you wanted to do 2 different lanterns, maybe you're doing a big, huge buffet style table, you could put a lantern on one end, a lantern on the other. This is your centerpiece. Or like Kaylee suggested, could you make one of these for my wedding table and then do lantern swags on either side? Which the answer, of course, is yes, you can. So you just change your themes. So let me get rid of that. Okay, so what you will need, I should have my tape measure out.
Hi everybody for joining.
Because you guys are going to ask me the first question, how big is your lantern? So I know Steve measured it, but...
About 18.5 inches.
Yeah. I'm going to measure it. 18.5 to 19 inches is not what you said?
Yep.
And then width-wise, this one's 6 inches wide.
Yep.
So you can use any size lantern, but keep in mind that if you go bigger, like you go 24 inch or bigger, or let's say for example, because this is where my brain was thinking today, a lot of people have these on the sides of their garage, like I guess you call them garage sconces.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're a little bit bigger, you can make those and do them in pairs, because a lot of people decorate for the holidays. Some people put like their Christmas greenery around them. You can use these on your outside, because all the stuff that we're using today is made to use outside. Keep in mind, depending upon how long they leave it out there, and if it's in direct sunlight, it's subject to fading, just like everything else is. So keep that in mind should you decide to do this, that depending upon where you are using it, how often you're using it. Like for Kaylee's wedding, we're only going to be using it for the event of, and then she's probably going to take the lantern home and use it.
Right.
At Christmas, you could put these on either side of your mantle. You can decorate them seasonally and just keep changing your swags. So it's a really simple design. It's not going to take us that long at all. I bought my lantern at Hobby Lobby because I posted a couple really cool pictures, because I found some really, really cool lanterns, but it was like I can't really use those on my design. None of those look patriotic, but they look way cool. So I was sharing some different designs, and maybe threw some of you off that you were like, oh, I thought we were going to see that really cool. Somebody said it looked like a railroad lantern or a lighthouse lantern.
Or like a Ming Dynasty Chinese old lantern.
You say Ming Dynasty.
That's
Steve is the only one who came up with the design. When I shared the first one that is Ming Dynasty, I was like, it looks very...
It's green. It's the color of jade. That's what it looks like.
No. I was like, it looks Halloween, like Haunted Mansion-ish.
Yeah,
like
that too.
The Victorian time period. It was just different. It was all green glass, whatever. So we decided on this one, white, because we can change it. We'll be doing lantern swag for summer. We'll probably change this up and do a summer. We'll transition it to fall. We'll transition it for Halloween, and then we'll do something with the same lantern, same color, and we'll mix it up and do Christmas. So when you are selling these, and if you're interested in purchasing this today, it does not come with the lantern. It costs us way too much based on the weight of this and the fact that we're dealing with the glass. It's just not worth it. So keep that in mind should you decide to do it. When you're posting your pictures, make sure you put lantern or lamp is not included.
Not included.
You're just purchasing the swag.
Yep.
So this is our model, and you want to determine where your door is, because you don't want to be building your swag to cover your door.
Yep.
So we want to make sure our door's on the back. So we're going to be building it from this side, or you can build it from this side if you want to have.
Side.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that your door is going to open. So in this case, it actually, I thought it was this side. It actually opens in the right way I want it to do. I want the handle to be able to be where it is, like facing this way, instead of having swag cover our handle so it won't be able to move.
Right.
So this.
So you can do it side to side.
Side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we will need for this project is you will need a bag of. Go ahead and sneeze.
No, go ahead.
8-inch cable ties or zip ties. You can find these at Home Depot. I think I bought 100 of, is it 100? 100 of these for like $7 something. I have the actual price. You'll need probably maybe 8 of them. You'll need some floral wire, because this is going to be what we're wiring our lantern swag on to the lantern with. So I had 2 different colors because I wasn't sure which one would look better. You're going to need, I would say, at least 3 rolls of ribbon. So I just brought out 4 in case I needed to graduate to a different color if I didn't have enough. We're going to be making it what's called a crazy bow, meaning that it's going to have various lengths. The lengths of our loops are going to be the same, but the lengths of our tails might be, like when we run them
Longer
through the bow jabra, it might only be 3 inches on this side, but 7 inches on this side. So you'll kind of see the method. I was kind of playing with this one. So we have some really super long pieces, and then I've curled a bunch of them. It'll kind of hang down in a variety of different ways. So we're going to be building this on our bow jabra for the lantern. And then we're going to put all of our floral together wire it all together and show you how quick it'll go.
Awesome.
So do you guys have any questions?
Susan said she thought one of them looked Moroccan. I think that was the green one, probably.
Probably, yeah.
And then the one that was really cool was a nautical looking one.
Yeah, the one that's all round porthole-ish.
Jane, we got the lantern at Hobby Lobby.
This was $44.99, and then we just used our 40% off coupon, so I think it was like
25.
20, yeah, something $23, $24.
Yep.
So you need scissors, you'll need metal snips, and then you'll need your florals. So because I was staying with the red, white, and blue theme, and I'm keeping the patriotic theme going, we picked up from Hobby Lobby because they had florals on sale this last week. So they won't be on sale this week, but just wait a week and then go get them. We got, do these show?
Yeah, you can see them.
Okay, these are blue bonnets. I have blue roses, which of course we know really don't exist in nature, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use these. We tried to figure out the name of this little white flower, but it's similar to like baby's breath, but bigger. We're going to do miniature red roses because we don't want to go too big, because then if, like, let's say for example, we pull these out, they may be a little big for the dimension of the light in comparison to the floral. So I just brought them out so that I had them.
Jody said, hey Kat and Steve, she did a nautical lantern today.
Oh, did she?
You'll have to post it on the
Pictures,
Kats Creations.
see.
Yeah.
For our white, we have, this is kind of like a cream. This is a daylily. And then we also have delphinium if we decide to use some of these. These
For your greenery and foliage.
Yeah, to add some greenery. We have these things, we don't really know what they were named. Again, when we went to Hobby Lobby, the labels ripped off the container they were in. I'm not really sure what they are, but again, it's that subtle, small little picks. And then I'm thinking, I fell in love with these when I was in Hobby Lobby. I don't even know what these are called.
Just foliage.
But these are going to probably be my greenery because I wanted something that cascaded, something that waterfalled over. So this works. And then, of course, when it's up and over our swag, it'll waterfall in the same general direction without me having to bend it. So
the dark blue flowers are actually roses.
Yeah, these ones?
Yeah.
These are roses.
Yep.
They're just, I don't know, they colored them to be patriotic themed.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our bow. So we're going to get our bow dabra out, or if you have your pro bow, you could do it like that. I just don't know if you could do the varied lengths, like have a short tail on one side and a long tail on the other, and then maybe have a short tail on this side and a longer tail on that side. I'm not sure if that's something that can be done with the bow dabra. I tried to freehand it, and by the time I was trying to hold it all in my hand, I was losing the grip on what I was trying to hold as I was pulling loops and pulling another ribbon. So I just said, you know what, forget it. I'm going to do the bow dabra and we're going to just be done with it. So if you've never used the bow dabra before, it's really super easy. It's basically like giving yourself a third hand, so you can still use these, but this will hold everything for you. So
Carol said alyssum, but I think alyssum is even smaller than those white flowers.
Oh, SLM?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had that growing in our backyard for the longest time. It's
They're
almost
smaller.
like a weed. You almost can't get rid of it because we pulled it all out and it all came back. But yeah, it's similar to that. So I'm dovetailing the edges of my ribbon. So to do that, you just fold your wired ribbon in half and you cut from the non-wired side to the top or the point of your wired ribbon. So that'll give you a dovetail. So remember, these are crazy lengths, so it's not going to make sense when you're looking at it going, why is her lengths of her bow short on this side and long on that side?
I'm going to zoom in.
You want.
I'm zoomed in for a bit so you can see it.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my bow dabra. And just inchwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 inches, I think, is what we had said we kind of like the length. So if we do it this way, That's where 7 inches is going to fall. You could go a lot longer. We just don't want to go any further than, say, 2/3 of the way down. We don't want it hanging on the ground.
Yep.
So I'm going to do 7 for this one. So when I put it in the bow dabra, I'm going to twist it so that when I push it in, the right side's facing up, the right side is facing down on this side. So when I go to make my loop, now my loop is the right side up. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to twist it.
It's going to be like a 4-inch loop, right?
Yeah. So I just want to double check. 1, 2, 3, almost 4. 4. So the only thing that we want to make sure that we are exact on in this particular bow is the size of our loops. The size of the tails don't matter. So I know. She's cutting the ribbon too short. Yeah, it doesn't match. It's okay. So we're going to let that one sit.
Yeah, because you want them to fall off of the lantern at different
Yeah, you
place.
want them to kind of spray out at different angles. Just like we did it on this one, we want them to just have different angles. Like this is short, this is long, this is way long.
Right.
So you want it to have that spray effect. So I'm going to go ahead and dovetail cut this one so that I don't have to do it afterwards. But if you do, it's not a big deal. And then I'm going to go to my next color choice, which I think I'm going to do the plaid. Because I'm going to put the stars on the outside and plaid in the middle. So again, dovetail cut. And when you're using the bow dabra, the loop side is on one side, my tails are on the other. So where the tails are on this side, I'm going to go tail side opposite. So I'm going to go a little bit longer on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, guys, I'll zoom in and I'll show some of the flower picks as she's doing it, and obviously I'm zoomed in right now on the bow dabra. So
yeah, so I'm going a little
Jean
longer
and a couple
on this
people
side.
have asked me to zoom in on the flower picks and stuff
Oh yeah,
like that. So.
when we get to the florals, we'll definitely do that. So we're focusing on the bow. So again, this one doesn't have a right or wrong side on the gingham, but even still you want to make sure that your bow lengths are the same.
Ruby's got a cute name. Is Ruby in the private group? She's Ruby Ann's Crafts and Things. That's cute.
I don't know. She
She
might be under a
said,
different email in the
She
private
might be.
group.
She said shared going to have to watch the replay of her daughter's there. So.
Oh, awesome.
No problem.
So again, I'm cutting them at various lengths. This one I left at, I think it was almost 9 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. I'm going to let that one go. I want it a little bit longer because I want little curls on the end.
And plus,
So-
if it's too long, you could always cut it down if you need to.
Right. You can always cut it down. You can't regrow your ribbon if you cut it too short.
Right.
So this side I'm going to kind of be focusing on for the longer part, and this side I'm going to be focusing more for the shorter ends.
Gotcha.
So
Still zoomed in.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Just let you know.
But thanks for mentioning that. So now I'm going to go, my tails are on this side, so I'm going to put my tails on this side, but I got to dovetail cut my stars and stripe ribbon and
Hi,
start
Kim.
on this side.
She said just got here. He can't see her. Of course, bow dabra will watch replay. No problem. We're doing a lantern swag, a patriotic one.
Yeah. So
Kind of
again,
matching her patriotic centerpiece that she did.
kind of, in a different way. It just has different ribbon, same colors. So again, I just made my loop on this side. I want to make sure that it's the same size as my loop on the bottom, which at this point it is. And then I am going to...
A lot of people say they're excited to see you make a lantern swag as something different than wreaths.
I know. Well, that's going to provoke you guys to start joining my private group, because I am going to go wild and crazy this summer with my private group and not as much with the public group, because I've had people ask me, why should I pay to do what you're already showing us on
The public group.
Friday and Sunday, which is, yeah, but there's so much more that I show my private group that I don't show my public group, that you're really missing out by having that mindset. But that's a choice that's completely and totally up to you. But I thought, like, for my private group, we're going to be doing the sunflower wreath, we're going to be doing the horse head. I was showing Lindy a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at the vision for the future. We can do more, I think, the floral arrangements, because I don't really have to worry about people wanting to buy them on the private group, because we're just making it for the fun of it. So we're just going to change that up a little bit. So again, tails are on this side, and this is great because this ribbon's tails are on this side. So now I get to bring the tail part, just trying to see how much of this I have left, which isn't that much. So maybe we can run this out and I don't have to have just a piece left. So again, this is going down my long side. So I'm twisting, pushing this in. Yes, I know this looks incredibly long, but I have a point.
There's a method to your madness?
I have a method to my madness. And again, twisting, pushing it in, making sure my loops match, and then giving it another twist. And I'm going to go a little bit longer. So no, was that 12 inches left? I can do something with that later. So again, dovetail cut these. We're doing 2 sets of each of the ribbon. So now I'm going to go back in with the plaid, because it's going to put loops and tails of alternating colors on each side. So I have my red loop here, I have my plaid one here, and then on this side I just have my stars and stripes. So what it's going to do is put one of each colored ribbon loops and one of each colored tails on both sides.
Leanne, if the video is messed up, try closing out and logging back in, because I don't think we're having any issues with anybody else.
They would all be saying the same thing. Although we do now.
Oh, we do now. Sorry
Thanks
about
to
that.
Steve.
Sorry about that.
I think he was trying to adjust the camera.
I was.
Snapped right off of the tripod. So no, we did not have a California earthquake. Thank you. I'm sure that'll be the next question.
Sorry about that. It's all fixed.
I'm sure. I'm gonna go a little bit longer. Great, babe. Doing my twist. Drop it down. Yeah. Until I watch the replay, I'll be like, holy cow. What did you just do? So I'm just making sure they all
Gene
measure.
said, oops, Steve, good thing we all love you. Thank you. Sorry about that.
They're like shaking their head, babe. They're all shaking their head at you.
Technical difficulties.
There was no technical difficulty. That was called user error. So I'm...
Deb, she asked, are the private group lives available to view at a later time on replay, like Fridays and Sundays?
Yes, they are.
Yes, but they're in her private group only.
Yeah, and they can't be shared outside of the private group.
Right.
Because I think we have them locked in that the share function ability, I think, is not available. So even if people did it as a oops, I don't think we have to worry about that. But yeah, it's available to you. Like all of our business class tutorials, like setting up your Facebook business page in Etsy, that was a decision I had to make, is realizing that people are going to be joining at different times throughout the month, different months out of the year.
Right.
So certain videos need to be available to those people whenever they join.
Rose, who is watching, says she's deaf. And there's a lot of people trying to help out. We're not sure on Facebook Lives if you can do closed captioning. So I think they're trying to check.
It might be available on YouTube.
Yeah, it might be.
We'll have to look at that. That's a really great question. That would be awesome to figure that out.
Yep.
So I'm just putting in my last bow. And figuring out my length again. And make this one a little shorter.
Do you want me to help? Do you want me to do the...
I can do it. I had to do it the last time because I was like, let's just hurry up and do this and see if I can complete a weird funky bow. Because I don't want it to be the same. I don't want it to be a perfect bow. I want it to look like I freehand it without freehanding it.
Hi everybody for joining. There's a lot of people who joined that said hi. We just haven't had a chance to say hi back.
So as you guys can see, I have a loop of the plaid, I have a loop of my stars and stripes, and I have a loop of my star ribbon here. And then they're also available here, here, and here, which means that I have ribbon tails on both sides. So,
Do you
should
want
have brought the little piece.
I'll go get it.
Do you know where it's at?
Yep.
Okay. There's a little piece in the bow dabra. If you guys have never figured out what that piece is for, or if you've built your bow on top of it, this is like your little pincher device. So it's designed to go inside your bow dabra, and then when you rock it with putting just a little bit of pressure on it, don't overly do it or you'll snap your plastic piece off. It basically compresses your ribbon to that pinch that you really need it to be so that it's not overly big. And Steve was nice enough to take my pipe cleaner. See, that's what it did. It compressed it so that I can take my pipe cleaner, put it on here, give it a couple twists, and then this is our bow. And it's all done. So take this and move it to the side. And more than likely, I'm going to fluff this once we get it up here so that it's easier to manipulate without trying to do it on a fluff box, because I'm going to want these to hang longer. They're actually going to curl, so we're going to put little curls in them, like little firework curls. These ones are going to kind of go out to this side, but you guys will get the picture in a moment. Taking all this is where I need this. Moving my bow to this side. Okay, so you guys said you wanted to see the floral, right?
And yes, we're going to post this on YouTube later tonight. So hopefully, if YouTube does have closed captioning, you guys can try it, and I'll check into that too and see if it does.
Yeah. So I got these at Hobby Lobby. These were half off. Like I said, I don't know what these are. They look like they're little buds of something. Yeah. So what we are going to do is everything except for this part. On all of our floral, it's all wired. So this, like I said, I bought because I like the way that it cascades down the front of our, what do you call it, lantern swag? So we're going to take them and we're going to put them just like this. And then you're going to kind of hold it up and measure it and see, do you like where it's going to eventually cascade and fall? Again, we don't want it to go all the way to the bottom.
A little higher up, I think.
Yeah, but I don't want to go too high.
Yeah.
So right about there is going to be perfect. And this is where your zip ties come into place. So we're going to zip tie these two together, right where I need them to be. Just like so. Put some serious tension on that. We're going to cut this off, just like so. And now we are going to cut off the excess of our metal, just like this. Just like so. So these we can save, these can become glue sticks, glue stirs. We can use them as wherever we need them to be. So this is our base of our greenery. Now we're going to come back in, and I'm going to probably go big to small. So this is our blue bonnet.
Nancy, the private group is always Wednesdays at 5 p.m.
And a lot of people can't make it, which is fine. They know that the replay is always available to them to watch when they get home. They can watch it on Saturday or Sunday or whenever they're not busy.
Right.
That's just what worked, I think, for the majority of everybody. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking these, obviously you want to move your greenery up, but we're going to cut them down as far into the base as possible. So I'm just going to separate these. Oop, I pulled him completely off. Fix him in a minute.
Verleen, there's 3 different types of ribbon, and there's 2 loops of each ribbon, so
yeah,
there's 6 total.
Yeah, I started with
and they're single
the red.
loops. Yeah.
Yeah, I started with the red, and then I went with the plaid. And then, even though I brought this out here, I just wasn't sure I had enough of this to go. And then I started with this. So I did 1, 1, 1, and then flipped it and went 1, 1, 1 the other way.
So there's single loops, and there's 2 of each. So they're stacked, and there's 6 total.
So I'm just moving my greenery up and snipping them as far down as I can. Do one more. And set this aside. So you've got these zoomed in so they can see.
I will now.
Okay, I just didn't know because you said you were zooming in on the florals, so I wasn't quite sure. So now you've got to figure out what side is going to be your long side and what side is going to be your short side. So I'm going to go with this on this side being the same way. I'm going to hold it up. So we're going to layer our florals in. So we're going to start long.
I'm doing pretty close too, so you can just stay down like you're right.
I need them to where they're going to be able to be zip tied in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start there. And we're going to add a couple up here. And up here. Like so. And I'll probably add the last one down in here. So I'm going to put 3 on the bottom. I'm going to do 2 on the top. So on my top 2, I'm going to hold those together.
You could actually zip tie the 3 together too and have one a little bit longer.
You can, but these 2 are going to go in here.
Yes, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Sorry about that. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
Exactly. So they're just going in again. Snip. Laying these 3 in without their bottoms falling off. So I'm going to lay it in here. Here, and then in here, knowing where I have that, zip tie. Where the zip ties are is where our bow will be. And then we're also going to be gluing some of the smaller greenery on top of that and hiding these. Man, these are just really stiff zip ties. I like the smaller ones.
You could use smaller ones.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to come back in and trim these off. Trim that off. Taking those and setting those aside. Move these over. Wasn't sure if I wanted white.
Did you want to try the dough?
No, I'm liking these. I like the long greenery that comes off of these.
The daylilies are pretty. Yeah.
The daylilies. So I'm looking for the ones that have 3. Again, snipping at the longest part.
Get them all the way down, yeah.
Yeah, looking for the ones that have 3 on them. That's only a 2. That's a 3. I could use the ones with the 2.
Yes, one side is shorter, guys, because it's gonna
be at the top.
It's gonna be at the top, and one side is gonna lay over on one side 1/3 of the way down. It's gonna droop, and the other one's gonna lay about 2/3 of the way down.
Exactly. So I told you have to pick one side, which is going to be your long side, and one side that is your short side. So you're going to basically come in. You're basically like creating little separate floral arrangements on this side, and then on this side, this is my top, this is my bottom. That guy's got 2. What's the deal? Some are like 2 and some are 3. And of course this one has to have the price tag on it, but I'll keep these because I need them.
You guys can actually pick which side you want on when you do the lantern. If you want the shorter side to be on the left side or the right side, that's your prerogative.
Yep. You can do totally different flowers than what I'm doing. Here's a 3. So I'm adding 3s to the bottom, 2s to the top.
You guys could do a smaller zip tie. You could even use floral wire. You just have to really twist that floral wire on. But with the bow in the middle, you're not going to see it.
Right. And I think I'm going to leave that one. I think I might just leave that one there. I can always come back and add more.
Okay. Yep.
So these are my fillers. I'm going to wait. Now I'm going to grab my roses. But let me zip tie these first. So where I have these, you're going to get a really big, huge zip tie. Again, this is just, you could technically lay it all out and then zip tie it all in one big, huge clump. But this is guaranteeing that every single layer that I'm adding to it is secured to the existing bunch. This one, It's just building a really good solid base right here. See, this is technically what it's looking like.
Oh, let me zoom out.
Oh, sorry. Keep doing that.
Okay, there you go.
So this is technically where the direction is headed.
Probably a little bit higher up.
Higher up?
Yeah, like that.
Maybe.
Yep.
So we're going to keep going. So just to give you an idea, because you can come in, you can pull your blue bonnets in front. This is where you get to your floral arranging portion, and maybe you want some of your green to the outside. You can do your own little floral arrangement in your little clusters. So now I'm going to need my red. So these are all done in bunches. I don't know if I want them in the bunch, but I'll start with one and see. I think I might want them separate from the individual, because when I'm looking at this,
no problem coming in late. You guys can always back it up and later once we post it, and you can watch the replay. This is the Patriotic Lantern Swag that Kat's doing.
so I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to add my roses to that. I'm going to come back in, move you. I guess you can't move. I want him to go there. I'm going to use this one here. So now these guys
Hi everyone, just joining.
are going to be, I didn't pull the map out. I guess I didn't. These are going to go in here. Believe it or not, besides the little filler flowers, we're almost done. So 1, 2, 3. I always grab the one with the price tag on it. I'm gonna try not to do that.
Hi Frida, hi Rhonda, hi Jane.
Wow, it's biting good. That was a thick one.
I've still got it zoomed in.
Okay, so I'm just cutting these apart because they're a little too big. This one more like that. I might add some more to here. This is where you just gotta pick and play what you want to do. Do I want to?
Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, right. I think I'll have these two up here. And I will add another one to that. So back to the pipe cleaners. Or not pipe cleaners.
Zip ties.
I know, because I never use zip ties on anything. So it's going to go right where I have it. Held.
You just gotta turn it, don't you? Got it?
Yep. I'm just trying to hold it all together. So when I zip tie it, it's all in its little clump. There we go. Now we're going to come in with these four.
Those are good.
No, but I'm looking which ones I want. I think these are too big. I think I'm liking these. That's what happens when you go to Hobby Lobby, you buy a bunch. Do I want these? Do I want that? The good thing is because this is so simple to make, it's cost effective. So whatever your bunches are, you can use multiple ones in your creation. So I want these to kind of go, I'm going to lay these on top of my roses. I'll cut the stem in a second because I'm going to mix them in.
Yeah, they almost look a little like baby's breath, don't they?
Yeah, kind of, huh? Maybe just, there it is. I was like, I cut one off, where'd it go?
You do a longer one?
Yeah, I gotta move the greenery up. This is like a thick stem. So I'm gonna come back in here and make these come out to the side. And then I'll add another one to the side. Of course, I have to take my price tag off. Because again, I always cut the ones with the price tags on them. But do you see how you're building your base? I start with your greenery, the backdrop, I guess, for all of this. Man, this just does not want to go up. So this, and a little bit taller. Going there. Let's actually pull these out before I do this, so I don't have to flip them. Zip tie. There it went. It slid to where I needed it to go, and then I'll do the same thing, but probably only 2 on this side. So those will go. And then I'll show you how much greenery actually I have left when I'm done. So it would easily be enough to do, if I was to do a pair of them, yeah, I would definitely have more than enough. I'm gonna cut this down a little bit more. So this is gonna go, yep. So you're just taking your floral and you're just placing it against it. Like when I put them all together before, Steve was like, "Oh, that's a really nice arrangement." I'm like, "Yeah, it's just storage in a bin."
Hi, Linda. Janet says she loves working with florals. Shirley said, "I love what you're doing. How are you too?" We're doing great.
We're doing really good.
We actually got to meet up with Lindy today, and
I know we got to have breakfast at the Cracker Barrel, lunch, brunch.
Yep.
I don't forget what time it was. We went.
it was around 1, I think.
It was different because we didn't know anybody there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to shop in the retail store. So I'll show you what. Where did I put the bin? Where did I put the bag? The stuff that we bought. Do you know? You brought it in.
Hobby Lobby?
No, from Cracker Barrel.
Oh, from Cracker Barrel.
So this is kind of what our swag looks like before it's even done. So you can easily sit here and take your roses and pull them in front of all that white. Mix them around your roses. It's funny because Steve found these like little white things all over the counter yesterday, and he was like, "What are all the white things all over the counter?" For the life of me, I couldn't figure it out until I picked these up, and I'm like, "Oh, it's the little, the white debris that falls off of these."
Carol, no, she kept on mentioning or commenting about the price tag. You never want to leave it on, obviously, because you're going to be selling it.
Yeah.
Normally she does cut the price tags off and she writes down the price and the SKU number. But just Kat's luck is every time she grabs a stem to cut, it's the one with the price tag.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to leave that on. No. That would be really bad floral etiquette, right?
And she'll tell you kind of the costs and how much, the florals cost when she's done. Yeah.
Didn't we kind of calculate what the florals were if we decided that that was going to be it? This is all I'm going to be adding to my zip tie pile, because I can come back in with, like, if I wanted to cut another one of these off, if I wanted to come back in and add these up here, that's where I have my glue skillet on, so I can actually go in and just slide them in and glue them once we get them on to where they're going to be on our lantern swag.
Okay. Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these, move those to the side, get rid of all my fake, what do you call them, zip ties. Because every time I want to pick these up, I'm like, oh wait, those are the ones I cut. So let me bring my trash out. Just throw them away.
I'm zoomed in still a bit. You can still see the lantern and the...
Okay, so this is our swag. Doesn't it look pretty just like that? Looks so pretty. So now we're going to come back in and we're going to add our bow right over our zip tie mess.
Angie said she loves that they can actually see what your hands are doing. That's awesome, Angie. And then Jean...
So all I'm doing is just twist tying my pipe cleaner right onto the back of my pipe cleaner mess.
Right. Jean, so no, that would be the hard part that Kat was talking about earlier. That when she does these lantern slags or swags, slags, she would just
sweet.
Sell the swag.
Yeah, you
and not
cannot
the
sell
lantern.
this.
Because number one, the lantern, you're shipping glass. The glass is not very hard. It's not very tempered, I think. So you just sell the swag, and you can go pick out the lantern that you would like to put the swag on.
Because a lot of customers have these at home, and like I said, in our older house, we used to have these on the side. Like our porch light was done like this, and then both of the ones on either side of our garage were like that. And I was like, oh, how cool would that have been had we known how to do this back then? Because we liked to decorate the outside of our house for the holidays.
Yeah.
To just do lantern swags on either side and then just untwist them when the season's over. So now I'm just fluffing my bow that I made. So again, I took the short side went up. This is my longer side where I had my longer tails. So I have my bows on this side. So now I'm just moving my tails to find my actual bows and fluffing them up. Just putting your fingers through them.
She said makes sense, and Shirley said yes, she has several lanterns.
Yeah, right? Well, I was thinking, I haven't seen anyone do that yet, but imagine you could do this for all of your...
your outside lights.
Even on our fireplace, we have 2 candle sconces. You could do this on your candle sconces, maybe just not make this as tall, but go downward, and then have your candle up here. So...
Jean said that's pretty there right to me, but anything patriotic is pretty to me. LOL.
So that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know where your angle is.
I'm zoomed back out. So
okay. So this is where it is right now. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the length of floral wire, and this one is 22 gauge because I want it to last. And I'm going to give myself more than enough length to get that on there. Almost use my Betty Crocker scissors. But believe it or not, your Betty Crocker scissors will cut through your 22 gauge wire. I'm going to fold it in half so that I know where is my ends. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to wire this into my swag. So used to doing pipe cleaners and not floral wire, so I'm trying not to stab myself.
Robin says she's planning on putting an LED frameless or flameless candle inside. That's
exactly.
Yep.
That's what I don't know what Kaylee planned on doing with this, but she said, she goes, when you're done with it, can I have it for my wedding? And I said, yes. I just had to buy this so I could use it as a demo because we don't have lanterns.
And I've actually taken a full fluorescent or LED light, that like an incandescent light socket, and I've actually drilled out the bottom of the lantern and I've turned it into an actual light. So you guys could do that too.
So now I'm just taking it. It's just easier to twist wire if you hold the wire in your hand and twist your stuff. So again, here's my wire now. Here's my wire. And I'm going to take it, making sure I'm wiring it on the right side. And I'm going to wire that.
Pick it up maybe a little bit. Oh, you'll have to adjust it when you get there.
I will.
Do you want me to hold it while you do it?
Just hang tight. I'm going to do it. I know the need in you is like, I need to help her.
I know.
She's struggling.
Peggy, the lantern is at Hobby Lobby. They have several selections of it, so you don't need a SKU number, item number, thing. It's at Hobby Lobby.
Yep.
Although I did have the thing there, the little SKU number. It's somewhere.
Oh, over here. I don't know if they have it still. I just got white.
Yeah.
But the SKU is 321042. So I just have this wired onto the top. So now is where you get to sit here
And play.
So you decide which way you want your bows to go. You can now redirect and cut off anything that you, like some of my floral wires, a little too long. So I'm going to go back in. That's kind of what it looks like for you guys. So I'm just cutting off those really long pieces that are sticking out the other side that I don't want the customer to see. And you don't want anything sticking straight up.
No. Yeah.
So you always want to make sure, because all of our floral have wires in it, you can pull it down. And this funky ivy stuff, I'm just untwisting it because it's all twisted together.
The SKU number for that for Hobby Lobby is 321042.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah, somebody just asked again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if they have this one. We just went with whatever white one they had. So you're gonna just start bending and twisting your floral to be in a position that they naturally probably would grow to. So you can pull your roses down, you can pull your blue bonnets down, and you can just kind of manipulate and play with that. I'm going to this side now. And pulling my blue bonnet down, bringing some of my roses over to the side, because no matter which way you look at it, you want it to be pretty from all sides. Okay, that's good for there. And now I'm just taking my ribbon, putting a couple spins.
Jean, she'll get into how much she's going to sell the swag for when she's done.
$35.
There you go.
I already did the math before. 35. And if you want two, because you have like two on your porch or you have two lanterns on either side of your mantle, just put it in the note comment, buy the one and tell me I need another one because I'm buying two. And then I'll just, when I create the listing, I'll just create the listing for the second one so you don't get double charged for shipping. Because if I put two in quantity, Etsy sees it as two separate purchases and then it would charge you double for shipping.
Yep.
So.
And everybody's different. You know, if you want to have a little more florals on the other side too, you could have them hang down a little bit more to the other side and you can build onto it. And
exactly. But some people are saying that you don't want them to go too far because whatever you decide to put in here.
They have that one long piece sticking out on this side.
This?
No, on this side.
Oh. What?
This one.
I'll fix it.
I know.
Is that like bugging you? You're like, fix that. Fix it, it's sticking out. I'm just curling some of my ribbons.
Rhonda, so Kat has her Etsy page, and I'll post it on here. I'll pin it on here. Her Etsy page has her private group. It's $10 a month, and she always meets on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and she'll do a lot more than just wreaths and lantern swag. She goes into, you know, how to set up your business page, how to set up your Etsy page, and how to get the most out of it, and all that stuff. So I'll pin it and post it right now.
You're so good. You're such a good admin. I should pay you. I'll take you to dinner.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So now I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to do floral arrangement from the front because I physically have to be the one to see it. But I'm just taking my bows, like I put little curly cues in the ones that I cut longer. If there's something that you like maybe this one is a little too long, this is where you can make some alterations and cut it down so that it doesn't hide my roses at the top. You can cut those back. Look at all the ones on the side. They're like the perfect length. So you're just pulling. There's your loops. Now I'm going to come back in and readjust my florals for my roses. And you're doing the same thing that you did on the top, which is pulling these sideways, pulling them to the back. How are you zoomed? What's your view?
I'm still zoomed out a bit. I'm zooming in a touch.
Okay. I'm just breaking up my rose clusters with those little white flowers. The flowers with no names right now. And I'm kind of surrounding them with the little white looking baby's breath pieces. And I'm going to come back in and add some more. Bringing my roses around.
Everybody's saying they love it.
Isn't this pretty? I wanted to go with natural red, white, and blue flowers, which is why I just brought them, because people say, well, they sell these in Hobby Lobby. I think these would be way too big dimension-wise for this lantern, but there's some people who do a 36-foot or 36-inch, 36-foot lantern. I don't think I'd want to do a lantern swag for that one.
Yeah, it's not letting me paste the link again.
It's not?
No.
Pull some of these to the side. Kind of like this one over here.
Lynette asked, do you now do this full time or is it a sideline business?
I finished homeschooling my 19-year-old, so she graduated a year early. I thought I was going to be able to like homeschool until she was 18, but she graduated when she was, what, 17?
17 and a half.
Yeah, 17 and a half, and then she graduated. So I just was, I did book reviewing from 2009 till just a little while ago, when surprisingly coincidental, I was sharing this with Lindy this morning, that the Christian book manufacturers have all, really strangely, decided that they are no longer going to offer book reviews any longer. Everyone's going digital, or they're just closing up shop and they're no longer going to be in the book review business, like a lot of like the big publishing houses that I went through. So I was like, okay, God, is that a sign? Because that's what I was doing. That's where I built my customer base, because I was thinking at some point I wanted to be an author. Mm-hmm. And then God just closed that door. I mean, he pretty much slammed that door, because I was like, oh, I still have this publisher left. And then 3 days later, I'd get an email from that publisher. We're no longer going to be doing book reviews anymore.
So now's a perfect segue. Rhonda said, I love the ribbon. Where can we purchase?
What?
The ribbon.
The ribbon? Let me see where I got these ones. This was from Craft Outlet. This one was from Craft Outlet. Mm-hmm. This one was from Perpetual Ribbon. Now, I was telling you guys that Perpetual Ribbon's amazing because they have designs that nobody else carries. You can't find them in Hobby Lobby. You can't find them in the Wreath shop. You can't find them in Trendy Tree. They're carrying all kinds of cool specialty ribbons. But since we've been doing our lives and we've been mentioning that to everybody else, the orders towards Perpetual Ribbon have gotten greater than what she can handle right now, because she's like, I have 850 rolls of ribbon that aren't even listed on my site. I really need to get those ribbons listed so that customers can see them, so they can buy them. They need these now. She's like, I'm gonna have to close the doors for a week so that I can take all those pictures, get all those listings done. And for those of you that know what it's like to put a listing together on Etsy, I would hate to do that 850 times. I didn't even like doing it 20 times for when we did our little auction. So Perpetual Ribbon will be temporarily shutting its doors as of tomorrow at midnight for 1 week, and then they'll reopen. I tried to encourage her to just extend out your processing time for a week to 2 weeks, and then customers can still order. But I think it's feeling the pressure of having all those orders come in while you're doing this. You feel the need to fulfill all those orders. Mm-hmm. So now,
so give her a week. She will take orders after that.
Well, you can still order tonight.
Yeah.
Still order tonight, because she said she's closing the doors as of midnight. Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the email she sent me.
Hi, Tina. Tina Lesser is on. I think Tina's from Australia.
She's like, please don't be mad at me. I was like, how can I be mad at you? I'm like, I'll just personally call you and bug you and say, hey, do you have this ribbon? I have a special order. I need this ribbon. Can you just send it to me? This is where building your relationships with people is key and critical.
Hi, Brenda.
So this is what it looks like. Sorry, from my end, I've been a little selfish and a little greedy. I haven't been sharing what I've been doing. I just been fluffing. And so all this stuff has wire in it. So you would just make it cascade whatever way you want. And everything is cascading down. So the little piece that's sticking out that Steve did not like.
I know, you'll cascade it down.
It's already cascaded down. It's already down. It's already down. So we can take our daylilies, make this cascade a little bit more. Want this to kind
Cindy
of.
said it's so beautiful, Kat. Love everything you create. And
See, and then you, like I said, if you don't want your ribbon that long, I like them to kind of have like a little playful curl because it's the 4th of July, so I always see things like spinning and curling, so I wanted the curl. Steve doesn't like the curl look, but I voted him out. I was
that's fine. We all have our own opinions, right? And what did I say about that?
Shut up.
Christina said, I need to make this. I need a lantern.
Isn't this pretty? Do we have a flameless? Do we have something tall enough to fit in here?
I'll check
Kaylee's
really
room
quick.
might have it.
Diana just said, wow, glad she just got her order from her. And
I
then,
know,
hi,
right?
Connie. Connie just said, good evening. It looks beautiful.
I understand what that's like.
Hi, Brenda.
Because when I get orders, I'm like, I don't like it to see it sitting in my inbox. I'm like, I must fix this. I must do this. I have to get this out to this customer. They're expecting it. So now I'm just looking at areas where I might want to add some more picks. And this is where you want to, if you're going to glue, it's not gluing where I want to go. I'll have to go deeper. You'll want to make sure that when you're gluing your picks, like if you want to add more little touches of white flowers or red roses, when you're gluing it, you want to make sure that you're gluing it into that big bulk of green foliage that we used so that when the customer goes and removes it, it's not going to fall off. And then you don't want to glue any of your greenery or any of your foliage to the actual lantern unless you're making it for yourself, and that's what you want to do. You want to make this a permanent thing. For me, I'm going to be changing this out every season, and I'm probably going to put them on either side of our mantle.
So I'm going to turn this light off. There's the candle.
Oh.
And then you've got the styrofoam in it, so you can...
Yeah, pop my styrofoam out.
Yeah.
I'll leave it in there so it'll kind of elevate a little bit higher. But that's what it looks like from the front, but you can still see it from the side. You're not obstructing that view at all. And because your foliage is so light at night, this would look really, really pretty. So
Hi, Socorro. We get it. She said hi, Kay and Steve, but she meant Kat.
yeah,
No
that's
problem.
okay. So yeah, you can, obviously you'll take the little styrofoam piece out, but I liked it because it had elevated
Gives
my
it more
candle
height.
a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could sit here and you could, I don't know, people sometimes create little fairy gardens. They might want to create some sort of little, like I could see this at Christmas time, you set up a little snow scene and maybe all this is your evergreen and holly berries. For Christmas, I would probably go both sides and then just have these available to you. And then, like I said, put a little snow village in there, maybe a little Christmas trees, make it a little cute Christmas tree scene. So now I'm going to go back in and add some little pops of greenery that I want to add. Again, here is... Steve vanished. I don't know where he went. He disappeared from me. So this is our glue skillet. You can order this on Amazon. I think it's about $35. I want to make sure it stays. So remember, we want to make sure that when we're gluing into existing foliage. So So I have this bare spot
You can also do like
that I want to make sure is going into my greenery.
So the website is from Perpetual Ribbon on Etsy.
Oh, where she's not going to be available?
Yeah, she's not going to be available. But all these orders, all the ribbon that you see here, she got from Craft Outlet.
Except for this one.
Except for that one.
That one was from Perpetual Ribbons. And I think it was because at that time when the Wreath Shop and Craft Outlet were all doing their run on ribbon and nobody had ribbon, everybody was looking for alternative sources in the event that they couldn't get ribbon, because they were saying that they were going to be backlogged for like a long time. Like they didn't know when they were going to be getting ribbon in.
Yeah, Connie, the lantern is from Hobby Lobby. Sandra said, Kat, you're giving us so many awesome options and ideas.
I have to.
Yeah.
It's not just about wreaths. Like I said, when I start pulling out stuff like this, everybody goes, oh, so can I buy that? It's like you could if they were local. Like I could sell this all day locally around here, and I could sell the lantern because I'm not going to have to worry about shipping it. But to pay to have this shipped would just be outrageous. I mean, and the liability of trying to, how would you wrap this to keep this looking the same so that the customer got it the same way?
Yeah, you could. You have to
created
ship
it.
the swag separate from the lantern.
Exactly. So now I'm just filling, like here I added another rose. I added some more of the white, the little picks. So I'm just adding a couple touches of extra roses, sticking it into that big bundle.
Janet says she loves the vine greenery thing. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Isn't it weird? I picked it up, it was just sitting in...
It's at Hobby Lobby too.
Yeah, it was a Hobby Lobby thing. I don't even know what it is. There it goes. And then pulling this off. So I'm just filling space so that you don't see that gap in the middle. So I'm just adding more greenery.
Sue, how do you spell what? She said, how do you spell that?
What?
I don't know.
Perpetual ribbon?
Perpetual ribbon? It's all one word on Etsy. So just when you go in the search bar, just perpetual ribbon.
Yeah, you know on Etsy, everything is just nothing. It's whatever it is, no spaces on anything. So see, I just cut all those apart. So now I can take them individually and stick them where I want them to be. So this is where you just do your little fillers and fill all the spaces that you look like and you're like, oh, I wish I had something there. This is where you can go in and add those little pieces. I actually like this. This turned out better than I thought. Because you just never know until you start making it. You're like, what if it looks horrible? Then you just tear it all apart and start all over again. Nothing in here became a permanent fixture because everything is still glued on.
So somebody said if you sold it locally, how much would it be with the lantern?
With the lantern? Well, I'd have to recoup the entire lantern cost, so if this was 25 and that was, what did we say, 35?
Plus your
60?
time. That's just
No,
just
35 was me plus time. Then this, 25. Yeah, the swag is 35.
With the lantern is also on sale, so
I know. So the lantern's about 25.
probably 65.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking to make money off of it. I would just, I mean, worst case scenario, I'd tell the customer, go pick out your own lantern.
Yeah.
I mean, if they say, here's the thing, well, I want 2 of those. Well, we know Hobby Lobby only had one. The other one had a broken, the piece of glass was broken in it. So for me, I'd have to go find a different Hobby Lobby or attempt to order one online. So I'm just filling my holes.
Shoba said, what's a reasonable amount for me to charge for one? No shipping. Yeah.
No shipping?
No
Yeah,
shipping.
60, 65.
60, 65 with the lantern.
Depends on, yeah,
Or
the
if you're
size
just
of the
gonna-
lantern.
Or if you're just going to do the swag, between 35 to 40.
Exactly. Like I would do this locally, and you can do charge delivery fee. You know, if you want to take it and you want to deliver it, how much, you know, within a 5-mile radius, it's $10 for delivery fee. If it was 15 to 20, you know, charge a little bit more for your delivery fee. So all I'm doing, this is what I've been doing on this side. I just filled that side of my,
Hi Brenda, she said she's got an order finished. She'll catch you all later. No problem.
so I'm just taking the small little ones that I like, and I'm just taking them and gluing them into the little clusters I have.
Would you do a little bit on the back to have them drape over just a little bit?
You could, but Lantern Swag is meant to be viewed this way. It's not meant to be viewed from the back, but yeah, you could. You could keep adding a couple extra pieces if you wanted to the back end. But then you're like really forcing your swag to bend quite a bit. That's why I just have it cascading out the back. But yeah, you could. Now you're making me look at that. Yes, you could. You could keep going and just adding more picks if you wanted to have that continue, like, you could take them and come in here and glue them and just finish that up. If you want, add a couple more pieces of roses if you wanted. But I like it the way that it is. This one just seems like it's out too far.
Good night, Donna. She said it looks beautiful. Always saying good night. She'll
Thanks,
catch the
Donna.
replay.
Trying to get it to go in. All right, babe. This is for you. But you know what's funny is Kaylee's gonna look at this and go, "Oh my God, that's so pretty. I want that in my wedding." And I'll be like, "It's the wrong colors, dear. Wrong colors. You wanted blue. She wants navy blue, which no flower naturally really comes navy blue. It's something that would be more purple that comes off looking
And maroon?
navy blue. No,
She
she
changed
took the
the
marine
colors,
out
huh?
because she said she didn't want it to look like red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And then she decided she's going to add brown, like a darker brown. Again, what flowers come in brown?
Yeah.
Hydrangeas, maybe. That's what I showed her. I'm like, we could do hydrangeas. Those are natural brown if you want. Just for you, babe.
I think you're pretty much done then, huh?
Yeah, I am. I'm just doing this because you said you wanted something in the back. So that's what I'm doing. This is why I like my glue skillet. It's perfect for recycling my glue. And then I'll add a couple of these, and then we're done. So what questions do you guys have about this? About what you can do? Anything I can answer for you?
Darlene said, we'll rewatch once I get my flowers for mine to get the general idea. Thank you.
It's so easy. It really is. It's easier than you think. And I think once you get it all bundled together, and don't let the bundling intimidate you, bundle, zip tie, because you're not going to see that zip tie at all. Oops, keep picking up the wrong pieces. Okay, let me stick a couple of these in.
Any other questions?
Pulling all my glue threads off.
Obviously, you want to get a lantern that's tall enough to be able to support something like that. You don't want to get a 12-inch lantern because you want to be able to add some height to it. So.
Yeah, like if I was to do this on a much smaller scale, you would never, what?
Sharon said the only hydrangeas that are brown that I've seen are dead ones.
Dead. Thank you. I keep telling her, unless you go to Hobby Lobby, you can get the fake ones.
Yeah.
But I was telling her, you don't want fake flowers for your bouquet. You want something real.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like from the side. Da-na-na-na-na. That's what it looks like from the back. But we're not really looking at it from the back. But
Yeah.
the
But I still like
side.
how the greenery cascades over.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
So when you're going, like, here's some options for you. We were looking at a bunch of different options. You can go with a grapevine.
An ivy.
So yeah, or an ivy, and you can do it that way if this is your preference. This would be more my choice if I was going fall. What else is there? There's fern.
Yeah.
You could do pine. The evergreen is going to be big and huge. I cannot wait to do this for whatchamacallit, Christmas, because you can do this in so many different ways, and I'm probably going to do the same thing that I just told you. It'll all be like a little snow scene in here. And you can get them where the bulb is already lit and it's more of a lantern. So the whole top part.
So that's the front, right?
Hold on. You have to go this way.
There's the door.
I would not do this candle. I would not do a lit candle because this part's going to get hot. Because this is the venting for that.
Yeah.
You'd want to do
a flameless
candle. Or fairy garden if you wanted to do something different. But yeah, for Christmas it'll definitely be, like I said, I've seen them to where the light fixture's already in here and they have the plug out here. You could do your little snow scene in there, have this be your huge lantern swag, and then it plays off of what is going on inside of your lantern.
Everybody's saying beautiful.
But yeah, that's it. I told you, this is short and sweet. It was simple. It was easy to do. Ta-da. You guys could sell these seasonally. I think this is going to be huge for fall. You know, if you want to get a couple lanterns, go garage selling.
Be great for wedding receptions, like I said, right next to the guest book.
Absolutely. That would be gorgeous.
Yep, wedding receptions for bride's colors.
Yeah, totally and completely you can do that. Like I said, this, somebody asked about doing this. They wanted this as their centerpiece for their table because they said that the patriotic one went a little too wide because it's 24 inches in diameter. This one only occupies the space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we said, it's 6 inches. Yeah. So 6 by 6.
Yep.
And so that's it.
And you could retrofit it and put like an actual light bulb in there.
You could.
Like an LED.
You could have Isaiah do that.
Yeah.
And wire it up to be lit.
Yeah.
So that you can have, and then you can do like the, what do you call them? The bulbs that flicker.
The flicker lights,
Yeah, that look like a lantern light.
They actually make the old gas style one too, that flickered gas lights. Yeah.
Exactly. So, any other questions you guys have for this?
Yep. Sure said you could do LED battery operated too. Yeah.
Right. Isn't that what this is?
It is, but it's very low. You don't get a lot of brightness out of it. It's really low.
Yeah, you can go definitely bigger. You can go taller pillar too.
Yeah.
You can go red, white, and blue candle and put that in there. Anything you want. It doesn't have to limit. Most people who have lanterns that want lantern swags already know. They'll just tell you I want a patriotic lantern swag. And like I said, I tried to stay with the more realistic flowers that you would find in nature rather than go to an artificially colored carnation or rose that was done that way.
That's true. Somebody said you could actually string a whole bunch of LED lights in it and just have the lights all...
Like fairy lights?
Fairy lights in a bundle,
See, you guys are already like thinking. So when you're doing this and taking a picture of that on Etsy, show your customer the possibilities. So they're looking at this going, so what am I supposed to use that for?
Yep.
Give them the example like Steve says, open up your thing, put your candle in it, take it with its a low light so that you can see the glow of the candle on the inside and say, recommend use of flameless candle only because all this is going to get hot and you don't want it to start to melt and this become a big huge
take all different angles of the
make sure you're taking photos of all different angles of what you have going on, whatever you want to do. So I think it turned out good. I'm really happy. It'll look great. So now I can't wait to do this for Kaylee's wedding. I just have to find realistic flowers in the colors that she gave me. So we'll probably just do floral in her colors and add the ribbons in brown and navy blue is what we'll probably end up doing. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys on Friday at 5, right?
Yep.
I don't know what we're doing yet. I'll figure that out. And then my private group on Wednesday, I'm thinking if I can do the time-wise, and I was talking to Lindy about this today, we might do our sunflower wreath on Wednesday. For those of you that it'll be there. So if you can't make it for whatever reason, don't worry about it. It'll be there.
Yep.
All right.
Birdie, no, they're florals. That's a floral arrangement. They're not real flowers, so they last longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just remember, if you keep this out in direct sun, it will fade just like anything out in the sun.
Yep.
But most people are probably going to change this seasonally, so they would take this off.
Yep. And Carol, yes, we'll put this on YouTube here in a little bit later tonight.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a good work week. And I will talk to some of you Wednesday, some of you on Friday. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye-bye.